Hi, I'm DeCohen, and I go by Jazz, just simple Jazz. I am from Pasadena, and I am a Cali girl through and through. I've been a doula since 2019, and I got my training with Happy Mama Healthy Baby Alliance. Um, I am uniquely special in that with my mamas, the mamas that I support, I'm in the field with them. I'm in the labor ground with them, and I offer massage and breathing reminders and breathing techniques and pressure points. I like to have a holistic, centered approach to things. And I can also work in the hospital setting, but my heart through and through is holistic. Um, I am also in the hospitals to advocate for the mothers. I listen to my moms, and I try to get in and hone in with what they want and what their wishes are. And I'm there to advocate for them and be that backbone. And sometimes that bulldog if they need it. The moment I knew that I wanted to become a doula was after my experience. It was just so horrific. Um, I have 3 children, and my second birth, I was in the stage where they wanted to induce. Now, I know that it was sooner, there was no threat of my baby having any injuries or ailments. However, I went into the hospital knowing that I was not going to take any medicine to induce my baby. Well, what I didn't know is that a water bag rupture is a form of induction. And so I was still induced against my wishes in the hospital. I was forced to lay on my back. This hook they used was to bust my water bag, was one of the most painful things that I had to endure. All the while I was told to lay still and endure this grave amount of pain. I began shaking and trembling, and there was a lot of blood. And then I found out that I wasn't progressing fast enough, and they came back for a second round of a bag rupture. And I didn't want to do it, and I didn't know I didn't have to do it. But I laid there and I tried my darndest to lay still as they ripped this water bag, my water bag open. And it was just so painful that I knew that I wanted to be the protection, and I wanted to be the advocate, and I wanted to be the support system for a woman like me that was just in this situation and knew that they weren't okay and weren't comfortable. And that's why I know, long story short, that I wanted to be a doula. Doulas are really important for Black women and women of color because we are gravely injustice. We endure the highest rate of cesarean section, with that being about 49%. There's a room for cesareans. About worldwide, 13 to 15%. It's necessary medically. Well, there's some grave injustice there. Why women of color are experiencing cesarean sections at a rate of 49%. This is crazy. Women of color are not heard. They are not thought to have pain thresholds and things of that nature. I witnessed discrimination not only in my own personal life, but a more recent client of mine experienced a cesarean section without wanting to. She was in the hospital at 8 centimeters, and 8 centimeters is pretty much close to 10, where you're pretty much ready to push soon. She wasn't given the time. She was induced. that is pretty bizarre. Like, I don't know if I mentioned, but this is during the COVID-19, and I was not present. But her water bag was ruptured, and the baby expressed the baby's meconium. Now that's poop. So the baby pooped in the mom, and so that was grounds for the doctors to perform a cesarean section on my client. Well, that's pretty bizarre. That's not really typical. Just because a baby poop doesn't necessarily mean that you have to perform a cesarean section. And so they did this to her, and she had to endure that. And then she ended up having a stroke, and she's currently still in the hospital. I don't know all of the ins and outs. Her story is definitely unique, but what is not unique is the grave injustice that we experience as women of color. Doctors, nurses, hospitals, they have to hear us. They have to understand us. And I think that the whole system has to be revamped. Maybe with this COVID-19 movement, maybe we just need to have exclusive hospital, baby birthing hospitals, separate from this COVID scare. Because women who birth are normal and healthy. This is a normal, healthy process. Unfortunately, it's treated as a sickness, and the doctors have the cure and the nurses are the answers. And in my personal opinion, I don't particularly agree with that, but I am there to support the moms, and I'm there as an advocate. I have a wealth of knowledge. I am vegan friendly, not a vegan. I can cook great vegan foods for postpartum care. I am gluten free, and I can cook gluten free meals that are tasty. I'm educated in culinary. I went to culinary school, and I'm definitely keen on food safety and cleanliness. And I am a doula.